If you bought one of these machines, you might have wasted your money. I just wish you'd come to me sooner. But it's not too late. If you're still thinking of buying a jointer or a planer or a drum sander, you came to the right place, because I'm going to help you avoid a big, expensive mistake. I built stuff for many, many years before I ever owned a planer or a jointer or a drum sander. I made a lot of bookshelves and cabinets and built-ins and other projects with recycled lumber or boards that I got from the big box store. I just sight down the edge, and if it looked straight, it was good enough for me. I admit that a lot of the wood I was using was soft, like pine, and you can kind of force pine boards flat as you glue and screw them together. So that was a big part of how I was able to get by. But as time went on, I wanted to build less casework and more furniture, like tables and chairs and that kind of stuff. I wanted to use less softwood and more hardwood. Different joinery, different materials meant it became more difficult to force imperfect boards to do what I wanted them to do. I needed my project parts to be truly straight and square and flat, so everything mated together precisely. That's why I started considering a jointer and a planer and later a drum sander. But I bought the wrong stuff in the wrong order because I was learning the wrong things as I went along. What I did is I bought my jointer and my planer as one expensive set, thinking that's how they had to be used. It was useless to own just one machine. That's what I was told. But if I'd known then what I know now, I wouldn't have purchased them that way. Let me explain. In the US, we call this a jointer. Other places call it a planer. I know it's confusing, but stay with me. This is really interesting. It's a very specialized tool. Its purpose is to make one board face flat and one edge straight from end to end and square to that flat face. It can also make the second edge straight from end to end and even square to the same flat face. But it cannot make your two edges parallel to each other. Your board may still be narrower at one end than it is the other. Likewise, a jointer can make your second face flat, but it can't make it parallel to the opposite face. Your board may still be thinner at one end than the other, like a wedge. This is the great limitation of a jointer. It cannot be effectively used without also using a planer. In the US, this is what we call a planer, but it's more appropriately called a thickness planer because its primary job is to change the thickness of a board. But it can also compensate for the deficiencies of a jointer because if you feed the jointed board with one pre-flattened side down through your planer, the planer will make the opposite face both flat and parallel to the first face. Technically, you could do the same thing with the board on edge, though a table saw is a better tool for making that second edge straight and square and parallel to the first. So one machine does half the work and the other does the other half. This is why my generation was always told you need to buy a jointer and a planer as a set. And it's why a lot of hobbyist woodworkers never graduate to making nicer projects with nicer materials. They just don't have the budget for both expensive machines. Now it's worth pointing out, because I know my European viewers are going to, that jointer planer combo machines exist. They're more common overseas than in the US, but we do have them. And they cost about as much as the two machines separately if you want one of any real quality. And you have to convert it from one machine to the other like a big transformer. So the principle is really no different. You're still using the jointer for half the work and the planer for the other half. But what if we've been wrong? What if you don't need the jointer at all? What if you could get by with just a thickness planer? You definitely save some space in your shop, and you would save a lot of money. And you could even use some of that savings to supercharge your thickness planer with something like a helical head. The fact is, there are lots of ways to do the job of a jointer without an expensive dedicated jointing machine. Boards can be flattened with a planer alone and some crafty jigs or simply a few shims underneath to help them lay flat as you pass them through the machine. I'll link below to a video that shows how to do that. Edges can also be straightened without a jointer. I've made more than one video about that, which I'll also link to below. In fact, There are lots of ways you can get by without a dedicated jointer. You could even use hand planes if you were so inclined, though I bet most of you aren't. So why do I still own a jointer? Well, the fact is, I don't need it. It's just really, really handy to have a dedicated machine for flattening and straightening boards, especially if you have to mill a bunch of stock for a large project. I don't always want to mess with the jig. It slows things down. I just want to walk up to a machine that's ready to go and get the job done in a few seconds. So I'm not saying get rid of your jointer if you already own one. I'm not getting rid of mine. I'm not even saying you should never buy a jointer if you don't already own one. I might upgrade mine sometime. I'm just saying don't waste your money on one if you don't have the money to waste. Because while a jointer is a wonderful luxury, you absolutely can get by with just a good thickness planer. Now what about these? This is a drum sander, and it's even less of a necessity than a jointer. When I bought mine, I thought it was going to take over most of my sanding jobs that I just hated doing. I was going to be feeding all my project parts through it, and I'd never have to get out a random orbital sander again. But you know what? I rarely use my drum sander because it's fiddly to set up. It's a pain to change grits. You never want to sand any resinous wood like pine because you'll be constantly cleaning the belt, and it's just never become part of my workflow. I really only use it for projects with thin veneers or highly figured grain that might get chewed up by a more aggressive cutter on a thickness planer. Because to me, that's what a drum sander really is. It's just a gentler version of a thickness planer. And in my shop, it collects a lot more dust than it creates. So for the average woodworker, I recommend a drum sander even less than I do a jointer. So let's recap, because this is going to save you money. If you want to do finer work and more advanced projects with nicer hardwoods, definitely consider a thickness planer. That might be all you ever need. Someday, you might want to add a jointer, but 90% of you will probably never do that, and it's fine. And 99.9% of you will never use a drum sander enough to justify the cost. So instead, spend some extra cash upgrading your thickness planer with a helical head. It's going to save you a lot of money on cutters in the long run, and it'll make your machine run better in every way, from smoother, tear-out-free surfaces to improved chip collection, and it'll even make your shop quieter. I get mine from mywoodcutters.com. I'll link to that below. They'll walk you through the process, and I'll see you next time. MyWoodcutters.com is the sort of small business I like to support. Stefan is a great guy, and he can find you knives and cutters for almost any joiner, planer, shaper, or molding machine. And his are the best prices if you're planning to upgrade to a helical carbide cutter head. Please use the link below this video to check with him before you buy somewhere else. Some small businesses are just worth supporting.